Dinera is a 22-year-old girl from a very poor family. She has such great dreams and they are very relentless. She is from a family of 6. Her father is called Alexander and her mother is called Lucy. She has twin sisters called Tana and Tania, as well as a brother called Albert. The twins are 15 years old, while Albert is only 7 years old. This story is about how Dinera's courage and hard work not only earned her a much-deserved position, but also the love of her life. Greetings and welcome back to our channel. In today's video, I bring you the story of a man who did a selfish thing and was not prepared for the outcome. Please subscribe to the channel, press the alarm bell and turn on YouTube notifications on your phone. Don't forget to like this video as well. Thank you. Dinera and her family live in southwestern Russia, near the Ukrainian border. They lived in a small house with not enough space for every family member. Their neighbourhood is one of the poorest in the city, with narrow roads and overcrowding. Dinera's family's standard of living was very low. Her father worked as a guard in a primary school, and his income was therefore very low. This did not weaken Dinera's resolve to someday better her situation. She always studied harder and harder, hoping that one day she will complete her schooling and find a great job. All this was so that she and her family could move out of their neighbourhood and enjoy a happier life. Due to her diligence, Dinera graduated from high school with the highest marks and was accepted into one of the best universities in Russia. She was accepted into Baikal State University, located in Irkutsk. Dinera struggled to adjust to university life. This is because she had to move to a city which she had never been to before. On top of that, she had no relatives living close by or even friends to talk to. Initially, Dinera was very lonely. However, with time she made a couple of friends she could talk to. As money was tight, Dinera decided to work as a waitress in an old woman's restaurant. Most of the income she earned from the restaurant was used to rent a room in her hostel and cater for her basic needs. Dinera's focus on her goal never wavered, even though she was still struggling in life. In fact, her suffering made her want to achieve her goal even more. She studied business administration and majored in marketing. After 4 years of hard work and going through difficulties, Dinera graduated from the university with flying colours and a bachelor's degree in marketing, trade and logistics. While in school, Dinera only had the luxury of visiting her family on holidays. This is because of the distance and the high cost of transportation. Her city was riddled with high rates of unemployment, high cost of living and a lack of job opportunities. So Dinera decided to stay in Irkutsk for a while and look for a job with a company or an agency. Every day Dinera would search for jobs at different companies without any luck. There were no vacant positions available. She would also leave her application and CV at places, hoping that she would one day receive a call from any of those places. One day, Dinera was just about to leave another company after submitting her CV when she heard 2 girls conversing about ongoing job interviews at a popular cosmetics company in the city. She asked one of them if there was a vacant position for an assistant marketing director. The lady replied, "Yes," and then went on to show Dinera the advertisement for the job. Dinera decided to go for the job interview early the next morning. The next day, Dinera got ready and took all the documents that were stated in the job ad and left home. On her way to the company, Dinera was crossing a road when a luxury car came out of nowhere. She was greatly startled and fell to the ground. Luckily for her, the driver slowed down just in time, so she did not get hit with the car. The driver did not stop to apologise or even check to see if she was all right. Before he was able to speed off, Dinera walked up to the car and knocked on the window till he opened it. She scolded the driver for driving so recklessly and advised him to see an eye doctor. The man driving the car was very surprised because nobody ever spoke to him in that manner. She was even demanding an apology from him. The man became furious and told Dinera that he would make her regret her actions. After saying that, he drove away. Dinera walked into the cosmetics company and asked the receptionist where the interview was taking place. She was told and directed to the particular floor. She met several people seated, waiting for their turn to be interviewed. After 2 hours of waiting, Dinera was finally called in for her interview. The panel was made up of 3 people, a man, a woman, and another person who was intensely looking out the window. However, immediately when he turned, Dinera was shocked to the bones. It was the same person who had almost hit her with his car just a few hours earlier. The fact that he was part of the panel meant he was probably in a high position in the company. She did not doubt that the man would dismiss her application or even scold her in front of the other panellists. However, that was not the case. Instead, he told the other two panellists that Dinera was the person for the job of an assistant marketing director. He then left and went to his office. It turned out the man was the owner of the cosmetics company. Dinera became ashamed for her actions earlier in the morning. She knew she had acted a little hasty towards her new boss. Dinera became scared when she remembered that he had threatened to make her regret her actions. This could only mean that he had something in store for her. At the age of 20 years, Badim was already the owner of one of the most successful and popular cosmetics companies in Russia. He was very rich and rude. He saw himself as someone above everyone and everything else. His family, the Lomonostavs, were also very wealthy and famous in Russia. They had a palace in Kazan, and Badim and his family resided there. He also owned a mansion which he frequented from time to time. Badim had not forgotten what Dinera had done to him in the morning. He was truly going to teach her a lesson. Dinera started work the next day. She intended to arrive very early at her new job. However, she was late. Despite waking up very early in the morning, there was a huge traffic on her way to work. The cosmetics company was also very far from where she lived. After spending some time in the traffic, she finally reached her workplace. She was about to enter her office when she saw Badim in front of her. He warned her about being late, especially since it was her first day. He also told her not to repeat that ever again. To punish her, Badim ordered her to organise all the files in the archives, even though that was not part of her job description. Dinera was very livid, but the thought of her parents made her accept the job. Also, she hadn't been accepted anywhere else anyway. If she were to quit, she may not have another opportunity to find a decent job again. Dinera's job included offering marketing assistance to the marketing experts at the cosmetics company. Each day, Badim continued to make Dinera's life difficult. He even gave his secretary some time off and insisted Dinera be the one to carry out those duties alongside her marketing assistant job. Today, Badim told Dinera to escort him to a business meeting at a restaurant. However, when they got there, they were alone. Dinera wanted to leave, but Badim ordered her not to and to remain quiet. They quietly ate their dinner, and when they were done, he left her without saying anything. He was eager to know how she would handle the situation. He knew she didn't have enough money to handle the bill because her salary wasn't in yet. He was also aware that she was from a poor family. That wasn't the only reason why Badim was doing this. He realised he felt something special for her, and he wanted to dismiss it. Badim felt sorry for doing that, and so he decided to return to her and let her know that his father was the owner of the restaurant and he had been tasked with managing it. Badim returned to the restaurant and asked of her. She had asked to be allowed to cook as a way of paying her debt. He was told that the customers loved her cooking and were praising her for a job well done. While Dinera was working as a waitress on the old woman's restaurant, she learnt a lot about cooking. Badim just stopped and stared at her in admiration as she was cooking. He saw that Dinera was a very intelligent lady and great at marketing. When he came to his senses, he left and went to his own mansion to spend the night there. He was determined to think through the situation. After receiving her salary, Dinera went home to visit her family along with gifts and clothes she had bought for them. She did not stay long and was at work the next day. For the next 3 months she worked tirelessly and proved to be great at her job. Badim noticed all this. He was simply in awe of Dinera. He had long since forgotten his revenge plans. That is, ever since he started feeling something special for her. He promoted Dinera to a higher position because he saw that she was fit for the job. She was very happy because it meant she could afford a bigger house for her family, as well as improve their living conditions. A week later, Badim called Dinera to his office under the pretense of submitting some files, but in reality, he wanted to be closer to her. He had also noticed that Dinera liked him too. One day, he confessed his feelings to her. She tried to leave, but he did not allow her to do so until she had also confessed hers. A month later, they threw a big party to celebrate their engagement. He also visited Daenerys' family together with his parents to ask for her hand in marriage. They agreed that the wedding will take place in 3 months. This is the end of today's story. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Please like and share this video with your friends and family. Thank you, and see you all next time.